see something?
Yeah, it looks like Tebow has spun out. He was on a flyer, right about where you having a giggle had his issue. So, like you said, that corner is definitely going to be one to watch.
Yeah. Got any weed coming through there now, just through Portimao, through the little dip here. Let's see what he can do. Did not catch his split there in the upper right-hand corner. So we'll see what he has as he comes around. Really feathering the throttle here. Something that's really cool to listen to, especially on guys, you know, in the rain here. Kind of be smooth, not full throttle through that turn. Turns usually full throttle, and he dives into the pits. Obviously not happy with his lap that he's currently on. He'll probably put on immediately put on another fresh set of tires and head on out there, see what he can get out. Little Charles currently on lap. This guy is, you saw, is his third week in the TCR. He's also very quick, but hasn't quite been able to put together a clean race yet. It'll be interesting to see what type of pace he has, because we haven't seen him race in the wet yet. We've had obviously the 2 desert races the past 2 weeks, so it'll be interesting to see how his wet race compares to his dry racing here. He obviously has had very good pace the past 2 rounds.
Yeah, and he's 4th right now on the charts. He, like you said, joined pretty recently, has only had a couple of races, but he's been fast in both of those races, and things have not worked out for him, but this could be a really good opportunity for him. I was in a practice with him earlier, and he was pretty quick. So let's see, it looks like he's coming to the finish line. Let's see if he can improve.
He does improve about 0.2 of a second. He does not move up any places, though, but he does get into the 125s. Miguel currently on lap, but he's invalidated. Michelangelo also on the lap. So we'll go on board with him for now. As we're getting to the end of qualifying here. There's only guys going to be coming out trying to set their last flyers here. Which again, it's kind of an interesting setup. You know, a lot of times you want to have 1 or 2 laps to really warm up these type intermediates, get them in the sweet spot. Not necessarily the greatest lap. Tires go out completely cold. We'll see what Michelangelo can get together. Obviously, the McLarens obviously really put it on last week in Bahrain in the feature races to really take the lead in the constructors over Ferrari.
Yeah, and if you look at the grid right now, McLaren is 1-2. This could be huge with Warriors down in P8 right now.
Yes, Michelangelo did not have a particularly good lap, but then again, that was his first lap, like I said. Sometimes it takes a couple laps to get those intermediates into the sweet spot, and he'll have a chance for at least 2 more, including this one. So we do have a spinner out of turn number 4. We'll see who that is, as Michelangelo is coming up to it right now. It's an Aston Martin. Is De Gabri, who is all the way down in P12 right now. So obviously not the qualifying result that he's looking for. Let's take a look at. Oops, I pressed the wrong button there. My apologies. Let's see if De Gabri has any wing damage. It looks like he got away with no wing damage, so he might be able to come around and have another attempt at a flyer here. Forward on his out lap. Wardians just went P2. So that's good for him. You gotta look at Ganani Weeb here. He's the guy who he's currently on an invalid lap, so we'll have 1 lap to get it right. Let's see if we have anyone coming to the line here. We've got TJ coming to the line. He is coming around the last turn through Galp and up the hill. What will he put in right here? P1. Oh, that is a quick lap.
Wow.
It's going to be tough for anyone to top that. De Gabri starting his lap. I'm just trying to see if there's anyone on track. Little Charles has invalidated.
D'Angelo put up a 125.1, so McLaren really showing their muscle here.
And like I
really
said,
looking good.
Yeah, and that's not the end of their qualifying either. They can keep it rolling too. As unfortunately, that little yellow flag is right in the middle here. It's like Met Ray will just be able to get to the line in time here. Oh, but he's got a car right in his way. Oh, and they have a crash.
gosh, that is so disappointing. Miguel, he
And
just got disqualified for going the wrong way, and
no,
he
he
was
was
right
sitting
in the track.
Yeah, he was just sitting in the middle of the track there. Yeah, frankly, he deserved that disqualification. Not entirely sure what he was doing there, but
Wow.
Met Ray Magic, he's been quick at times this year, and I have a feeling he would have improved on his qualifying as well. It's well, that's not what you want to see. Ford currently on lap. Obviously, he was very quick last night, and he's currently coming around the Samsung corner. As I pressed the wrong button again, I'll figure it out sometime in this broadcast. McLaren coming to the line. This is TJ, I believe, and into the 24s. That is really good for him. It's going to be tough for him to really improve on that. And it looks like Ford is really struggling here. No ABS. Looks like Despicable Angelo has called it on this lap as well. Got any Weeb currently on the lap. Let's get his split here. He is 2.5 tenths up on his lap. Right now, that won't be good enough to improve his position, though. He is currently half a second behind little Charles. This could help him, though, because you still have his teammates. Actually, I think his teammate and Turkey Whacker only drivers who could bump him down. So let's see what fire up. Got any lead. See if he can really nail this last sector here. Again, improves by almost half a second, but it's not quite enough to improve his position. So yeah, but like I said, Gani Lee, Mr. Consistent, really hasn't had the raw pace most of the year, but he has been very consistent. Doesn't make a whole lot of mistakes, and you better bet he'll be there at the end and have something to say before the race is over. Turkey Whacker comes into pits. Fire Up Flow just spun out, so his qualifying is over. Warriors now coming through the final turn. Through Galp here. And actually, he is not. He's already into 140, so that'll be it for qualifying.
Yeah, definitely interesting. I'm happy to see a lot of silver drivers up in the top 10. You have Tebow in P4, you have Ford in P7, DeGabri in P9, so with these conditions, taking off the ABS is even more difficult, and I'm really impressed by what some of these guys reserving from the silver class, the kind of pace that they have.
Yeah, the ABS can be definitely a bit tricky. Very easy to kind of wear the tires there. I remember I watched. I thought I was doing a great job. I think it was back in like Austria or something. But the camera was on me for a bunch of the race, and I was just smoke screening everybody every corner. But anyway, here's your qualifying results. TJ, Despicable Angelo, Warriors, Tebow. So you have points leader in P3. And you have, looking down, Gani Weeb in P6. That's the battle we want to keep an eye on. We'll go through the point standings here real quick before they get on their formation lap. Like I said, we mentioned this before, but Warriors is currently leading the points. He's on 104 points through 9 rounds. Same TJ, 5 points back on 99. Gani Weeb on 97, just 7 points back. Despicable Angelo in P4 on 71, and Fire Up Flow in P5 on 62. Again, Ferrari and McLaren are the two teams you want to look out for in the Constructors' title. NMAF has missed a few rounds, unfortunately, including tonight. He's on 60 points. Rockstar not here tonight on 49 points. Chiero on 48 points. Miguel Fragazo on 40 points. And Bam Bam on 38 points. Rounds out the top 10. Alright, on to and looking at the Constructors again. Let's see if I can. Whoopsie, let's see if I can add McLaren on 170. 11 points back is Ferrari. Williams still in the hunt with 136. Alpine on 81. Mercedes on 75. And then we have Aston Martin, Alfa Romeo, AlphaTauri, Red Bull, and the Haas bringing up the rear of the field in the Constructors' Championship. And once again, before we get here on the formation lap, real quick reminder for those of you viewing, feel free to leave your predictions, top 3 predictions. We'll be going through those here shortly for the race below. And we'll go through our affiliate sponsors here today, where TCR has an affiliate with Fanatec. Again, follow the link in the descriptions below for all of these, really. And like I said, any purchase from Fanatec, they have a great line of products. Will help help the league out immensely. You also have a partnership with Drink Alchemy, so if you're looking for clean ingredients and clean energy, like I said, they have a lot of great tasting products. If you're looking for some alternatives to the typical taurine and high sugar energy drinks, like I said, they have some clean. They focus on clean energy and have a lot of great products. Use the code TCR when you check out, again, to get 10% off of your order. Again, the description, getting tongue-tied here, the link is in the description below. And we also just launched our TCR's new line of merch. We have jerseys, hats, sweatshirts. Again, all that's in the description below. Feel free to check those out. And again, you'll be help supporting the league if you purchase any of those. And I've been talking for a while. Camden, I'll turn it over to you. Who do you like for this race?
Oh, it's my favorite time of the day, predictions. I think the obvious pick would be TJ since he was the fastest in qualifying, but I'm going to go for a little bit of a reach here just because he's in P6. I'm going to go with Got Any Weeb P1. As you mentioned, he's a solid driver. He's really been strong as of late, and I think he will get P1. I'm going to go TJ P2. Like I said, I like his pace. And then we're going to go with my buddy Lil Charles. I think he gets his first ever TCR podium.
All right, well, I'm going to go... I like Despicable Angelo. He's kind of had the fire lit under him, at least at Bahrain. So I'm going to go with him for the win. I think Morgan's going to have a rebound race. I think he's going to go P2. And I'm going to go with the silver driver, Tebow, P3. He's done a few silver golden class races this year. Has had some pretty good pace, but just hasn't had the luck in golden class that he's hit. Well, he's definitely fast. I'm not going to say luck, but he hasn't had a lot of the results to speak for his pace in golden class so far.
All right. Oh boy, this is where it gets interesting. In the rain, started the race. I'd be shocked if we don't see at least one incident here on the first lap.
Yeah, I agree. But you say that it was pretty clean last night. So,
yeah, not for me.
Well, incident-wise, obviously we had some. Hopefully Bugmasters doesn't rear its ugly head in this race. But anyway, the lights are on. And we are a go here in round 10 of the golden class. TJ gets a poor jump. Despicable Angelo gets a good start. So does Warriors. TJ looks like he's going to get jumped here on the start, but TJ swings it around the outside, has some contact. One of the Aston Martins, looks like Ford got a little bit of argy-bargy in turn 1 there. But it looks like they were able to keep it fairly clean overall. Two McLarens still side by side. A lot of people spanning out there. And TJ lets his teammate by here. So TJ did a pretty good job. He got a pretty bad bump there. And he gives his teammate a pretty bad bump there, but he got a pretty bad launch there, and was lucky to lose more positions than that. Tebow got around Warriors, that's for P3. And, oh boy, little Charles side by side with Ford. He did not get to the best of starts from P4. He goes right behind 4 through the Craig Jones corner, and looks like, oh, Ford's going to hang it tough. Little Charles goes in deep. I really like this corner. There's so many different approaches to take it here.
Yeah, great racing. It looks like they're still side by side here. And Charles has the inside line. It looks like he will take that spot.
Ford, again, struggling with the no ABS. Gets passed by, looks like Rafto Bagash. He is a new driver. This is his TCR debut, sitting in P7. So interesting to see how he does.
Yeah, and just a quick shout out to Miguel. He's gained the most spots off the start. 4 spots in the first lap.
Yep. Well, he only had one way to go. That was up. So, yeah, he's made the most of it for sure, Some guys looking really struggling here. The rain is really light, I will say that. And we only know it's supposed to rain the entire race. You don't know whether it's supposed to pick up or stay the same. Let's see. Oh, as Miguel goes for a dive onto Gabri and makes it stick. Wow. That was a good move. Oh, but he gets a little bit of a tank slapper on the exit there, but he's able to keep it underneath of him. Got Any Weeb up 1 spot from little Charles from the start. He's closing in on the back of Warrians, who has dropped off of Tebow, who got around him on lap 1.
Yeah, this is looking like the start of yesterday's race where the top 3 pulls away. No DRS in this race because of the rain, but Warrians, as you mentioned, he's fallen back, and he's got a bunch of drivers on his tail.
And it could be one of those things, too, you know, depending on a setup, like, I know for whatever reason, I really struggled on full tank of fuel. You saw that last night, I kind of struggled at the beginning. It could be the same for God and Weave, you know, sometimes it's a setup thing, sometimes it's a driving styles thing, so it just takes him a few laps here to get going at this particular track. So Michelangelo looks like he's trying to stretch it out a bit on TJ, but TJ's able to close it in. So TJ might be running a slightly lower downforce setup, or maybe TJ just used his ERS here. Let's check the ERS here. Again, ERS is usually very hard to manage around here. But, you know, like I said, it's a little easier with rain, so it'll be more off-throttle time around here since they're in wet conditions. One thing I've noticed, both McLaren drivers, I'm sorry to cut you off there, but both McLaren drivers are very good at managing their ERS. We saw that last week.
Yeah, no, what I was just going to say, though, just piggybacking off of your point earlier, the rain is light, and I don't know about you, but I feel like it's getting lighter. So we could end up having dry conditions here.
Yeah, I mean, if we do end up with dry conditions, we'll have to have a word with weather forecaster TJ. Although I'm sure he's getting his forecast from the ever-reliable weather forecaster Jeff. We know is never wrong under any circumstances.
Right.
As Warrians goes wide. Got any Weave looking for P4 here on his championship rival. And it looks like he's just about going to do it. And it looks like you know, Warrians might be the kind of the cork in the bottle here, as he's got little... Oh! That was...
Wow!
Yeah, that could have ended badly, but they made it work. And it looks like Warrians might have been kind of cork in the bottle there, as he got Little Charl and Rofto all tight behind him, as Little Charl looks to the inside of Warrians. Oh! They contact. Yeah, that was ambitious.
Yeah, Little Charl is typically on the more aggressive side. It does not surprise me that he made that move, but he had the opportunity with Warrians' little bobble, and let's see if he does this again. He's a little farther back this time, but no, it does not look like he will
play it safe there. Just looking up front, looks like the two McLarens are definitely pulling away. As Warriors gets another poor exit here. Let's see if Little Charles decides to... Oh no, I thought he was slotting behind there, but he's not going to. Let's get the good view here from Rofto's point of view. He's probably just wondering what this guy's going to do here. Just like Little Charles going to get the position here through Samsung into the Craig Jones corner, up to Portimao. Oh, I thought Warriors might go for a bit of a crossover move on him. We see a lot of guys running wide just slightly. One thing we haven't mentioned is that corner cutting and track extension limits are... Oh, as Miguel comes out of nowhere. Didn't see him coming. So that's a nice overtake from Miguel. He's up to P7 from P14. Obviously, he was had the incident in qualifying. It'll be interesting to see if the stewards take a look at that. But anyway, like I said, there's going to be a lot of penalties, I'd imagine, for track extension. We are on strict corner cutting limits here tonight, so something that could certainly decide the outcome of the race here at the end.
Yeah, Miguel, definitely impressive so far. Gained 4 spots on the first lap. He's gained 7 now in total. It's a shame that we're not in dry conditions, because if he were on the reverse strategy, he could be in a really good spot right now.
Yeah, I agree with you. Looks like Godany Weave has really kind of taken away from this group. He's already opened 1.7 seconds, and he just got past Warriors about a lap and a half ago, so looks like these guys are... Looks like Godany Weave's getting on up the road here. We've looked at the top two. The McLarens are really stretching it out. Tebow shot back 4.5 seconds, almost 5 seconds now. As Miguel, we just got done praising him. We almost put the commentator's curse on him there. But it looks like the McLarens are really stretching it out, and yeah, there's a pretty big gap back to Tebow in third. There's a decent gap back to Godany Weave as well in fourth. Oh, Metre with a spin and a crash. We'll see if that brings out the safety car, and there it is. There's the first safety car.
Well, that changes things a little bit. It's I think the rain has stayed about the same since the last time I mentioned it. So I think strategy is not going to change much, but we'll see if anybody pits. Oh, fire up flow drive-through. That's not good.
So does you having a giggle. That's interesting. 2 drivers. I said I probably just lost concentration, feeling the MFD a little bit. And like I said, if you're one of the guys towards the back here, I'd probably pit, just put on a new set of intermediates, because why not? You don't have really anything to lose. We'll see if anyone decides to do that, and then no one's listening to me. But yeah, I really wouldn't expect anyone up front to pit. Like I said, just too early in the intermediates here. There'll probably be at least one stop here in the intermediates. But like I said, this has a look of a race. We've seen this type of rain before. I think we had it kind of at Baku last year in the silver class, where just kind of like a light drizzle, just kind of makes things just kind of light and miserable, and just it kind of stays the same the entire race. So I don't know. That's the predicted forecast. We'll see if it'd be nice to see if we had some variable changes here, whether or not a monsoon opens up here later laps, or maybe it dries up at some point. But right now it is projected to kind of just stay drizzly and miserable for the rest of this race. But this is not.
I'm open for a monsoon. That sounds fun.
Yeah, it would, it'll get a lot of hydroplaning here. There'll be a lot of rivers going across the track with the elevation, you feel like. I feel like it'd be a good time. McLaren drivers might say otherwise. They are probably not happy with this safety car, because they were checking out and running for the hills. Probably just cruising. But it'll be interesting to see. Ford at the back now. The safety car's probably giving him PTSD from last night. He had a bit of a safety car glitch that kind of cost him a few spots, which is unfortunate. Let's hope that doesn't happen here tonight. So far, like I said, I haven't seen anything weird from the Bug Masters here tonight.
Yeah, I mean, you mentioned McLaren before. Like, they were the last people that wanted to see this safety car. They were running away with it. So it should be interesting as to how they do once we go back to green. I'm sure Tebow, he's not a full-time driver, just here to reserve. I'm sure he wants to, win a golden race here, just for bragging rights. And then got any weave right behind him. We talked about him, we put him in our predictions. He's been strong as of late, and he could really be a spoiler here if the McLarens don't get a good run off the start.
Yeah, definitely. I think this is kind of a typical guy in the league where he certainly hasn't done anything spectacular, but just slowly moving up and being quiet. He's kind of running all by himself there for a while. It's time to remind you, check out the links in the description below. Some Fanatec products to help support the league. Energy Drink Alchemy, good clean energy drinks. I said several flavors available. You can use code TCR at checkout to get 10% off. Safety car in this lap. And feel free to check out our new TCR merch. Again, all those links are in the description below. Alright, let's see what type of launch, when the McLaren's set to go. Now it'll be interesting, we talked to these both in the podium room after the race last week. They usually don't communicate with each other during the races, so there won't be any team strategy here on this takeoff figure. It'll be interesting to see. Maybe they are speak in a chat together, but it'll be interesting to see. He's going now.
He didn't fool TJ. TJ is still right there with him.
Didn't fool Tebow either. Tebow is right on his tail. Got a bit of a gap here. Actually, no, not a gap. My top 5 are all on top of each other. This is going to be very entertaining here. Go almost side by side from the McLarens. Oh, got any weave with a big wiggle there.
Great save by Got Any Weeb. He was really out of control.
He did lose a spot to little Charles, who is aggressive there. And and Warrians kind of getting his elbows out here. He's on. Got Any Weeb there as well. So this is not working out for Got Any Weeb, who was able to get around Warrians right before the safety car came out. They are still side by side. Looks like Got Any Weeb's going to slot in behind him. Little Charles almost getting into the back of Tebow up front here. Let's see what he's aggressive. We'll see what type of moves he's looking to make. So this restart not working out for Godney Weeb here. Oh, as Rotho, their debut driver, retires from the session, and we have another safety car.
Oh,
man. Here we go.
So,
safety cars breed safety cars.
Yep. Hey, I mean, it's a good thing we can only have 5 safety cars each race. Because I feel like with some of these races, if there weren't a limit, like, it would be like Spa 2021, except we complete the whole race. You know what I'm saying? To where the whole race, it seems like, is run under the safety car.
Yeah. I mean, well, I commentated the Platinum race at Jeddah, and yeah, there would have legit been 8 safety cars in that race if there wasn't a limit. I'm sure all the Platinum drivers and TCR admins love me bringing that race up again, but that was that was entertaining. It was man, that race was everything. I don't know.
Yeah, it had a classic finish too. You know, the top 2 take each other out. 3rd place is like, all right, let me just take this win from you guys. Thank you very much.
Yeah, that was the perfect ending for a race like that. Again, you can check our YouTube channel if you want to go back and see just what we're talking about. We have all of the races on our YouTube channel from this season. Platinum class, Jeddah. Skipped over the safety car lap, so it was entertaining mostly for the wrong reasons. But anyway, we're not going to talk about the Platinum guys too much because they are the best drivers we have, legitimately, and they usually put on a really good show. That was just one of those fluky things. As what do we have here? Godney Weeb had a 5-second penalty for the run to the back of Warriors. Is that what it said?
I don't think so. It might have been for ignoring the yellow flag. I can check the race director. Oh no, he did. Well, I don't know. I don't know. He did get a warning for a collision with Little Charles, so that could be it. We'll have to check his wing to see.
Yeah, I think that was from the restart that warning was. Let's see a little detail here. Yeah, it's really weird. It's probably just one of those light taps on the rear that probably just barely got into Warriors and just gave him a 5-second penalty. Yeah, those are really unfortunate and usually not deserved, but...
Well, I looked at it. He did get a 5-second for ignoring the yellow flag, so he didn't make contact with anybody right there. Apparently he was going too fast, so that really sucks. That's 5 seconds that he's going to have to take off in the pits.
But they're behind the safety car. There's no going too fast. Like, what was he ignoring? I'm confused. Like, there's no delta.
I don't know.
I mean, and usually, you know, they usually don't give you a penalty for falling too far behind. They just let everyone else pass you, which that's I don't know. We talked about Bugmasters a couple times, and you said it jokingly, but jokes might not. That's an odd one. I don't really know what to say. Meanwhile, you having to giggle and fire up flow. Still have to serve their drive-through penalties from the last safety car. Obviously, we're having a half lap there, and then you have a chance to serve it.
Yeah, I mean, I'm sure they just want to get this drive-through out of the way. You know, having that on your shoulders can definitely be a burden, and I'm sure they are definitely, of all people, the guys at the back actually don't want safety cars because they want to get their drive-throughs over with.
Yeah, I mean, they probably wish we went. No, could we have just gone another half lap so we could have gotten our drive-through and then a quick safety car? But obviously, the less cars there are in the race, the less chance there are of a safety car. The safety car is going to be in this lap. We'll see if this restart is any crazier than the last one because they were all stacked up going into turn 1 here. As TJ, we didn't see this, but I did not catch TJ's pass on D'Angelo. Oh, and we have a Ford glitch here. I'm not entirely sure what else to call it. But Angelo was very respectful there and didn't go ahead of TJ, which he very well would have been justified of doing there. As TJ decided to go immediately, and that seemed to caught Tebow and everyone else in napping here. We have some big gaps here. Little Charles right on the back of Tebow. Morgan's kind of all by himself, and looks like Miguel Ferrero is going to be looking on Got Any Weed. These restarts have not been kind to Got Any Weed here. But Miguel just falls right in line. And we will go up to the front again. Angelo trying to regain the lead from his teammate TJ.
Yeah, it looks like Tebow really did not get a good exit out of turn 4, and Little Charles is right on his rear wing.
Interesting to see what type of move Little Charles looks to put on here. Tebow's able to get a few car lengths of breathing room. Little Charles now has Wardians behind him to worry about.
Yeah, it looks like the top 5 have pulled away from Got Any Weebs. So as you mentioned, these starts and restarts have not been kind to him. And, you know, with those 5 seconds now for his penalties, he's got a lot of work to do.
Apparently we have word that Got Any Weeb apparently passed someone under the safety car. Maybe Miguel passed him and he tried to repass him. I bet what happened is that maybe Miguel got the notification to pass Got Any Weeb because maybe he fell behind initially, and then they told him to pass him again. It's, oh, and here comes the warnings. Warriors 3-second time penalty. That'll certainly affect him as Tebow almost loses it, and he will get passed by Little Charles. And let's take a look at Tebow here. I don't think he has any wing damage, so there was some slight contact there. Oh, a little bit of argy-bargy there. Warriors and Tebow.
Yeah, looks like Tebow struggling a little bit right now. He went from P3 to P5.
Miguel and Got Any Weeb went off track there. Did not see what happened. 3-second time penalty for Miguel. So they just came together there. As Miguel, does he have wing damage? I think he does. He let Got Any Weeb by him anyway. Does not look like he has any visible wing damage. Now, that doesn't mean that there isn't no wing damage, but yeah, it's very interesting there. I'm not entirely sure what happened, but you know, the issues continue to mount up for Got Any Weeb, who was looking really good on the first run there before the first safety car, and once again, looking up front, the McLarens are running away.
They are, and Miguel, he could have let Got Any Weeb by right there. Maybe, you know, the incident was Miguel's fault, and he feels like he needed to get that spot back. But like you said, I don't see any wing damage. I think they're pretty good to go, and we should see if they can both recover and get back up to the front.
Oh, he almost loses it there again. So sideways there to see if Got Any Weeb can gather himself and get back going. Do you have any giggle? 3-second time penalty. The penalties are starting to stack up. So we have 3 drivers for 3-second time penalties at the moment. I have a feeling that number will grow exponentially throughout the race. Right on cue.
Oh my gosh. Commentator's curse. It always happens. Always happens.
Yeah, those guys are the guys who serve their drive-thrus. It's kicking a man while they're down right there. Just rubbing salt in the wound. Tebow does seem to have rebounded nicely from his almost crash, as we have a yellow that looks like Miguel has spun. Again, doesn't look like he's got any wing damage, but from someone who had just a good start to the race, so as he is drifting the thing up the hill. For someone who's had just a good start, as we have, that's just Miguel. It's local yellow. Local yellows are very sensitive around here, as we found out last night. Looks like Tebow has been able to gather himself and is coming back on to Warriors, as Warriors goes very defensive there. Again, points as they run. TJ would be your new points leader. Wardians going wide again, not helping himself. He already has 3 seconds worth of penalties. Ford, 3-second time penalty.
Wow.
He's in P6 right now.
these penalties are coming in so fast. Like, we've had so many. Like you just said, a couple of laps earlier, we only had 3 people with 3-second time penalties.
And going for a dive. He cut you off there. He thinks better of it. I'm surprised he didn't really see. He had a good opportunity there. Sorry, he just didn't really go for it. But got any weave. Like I said, he's Mr. Consistency for a reason. He doesn't take too many risks, and they usually work out for him. So we'll stay on board with this battle for the next set of corners. It is the closest battle on track. We're also keeping an eye on Warriors and Tebow up there for P4. Little Charles been able to extend a little bit of gap on Warriors, but McLaren's continue to pull away from him.
Yeah, and D'Angelo, I mean, the battle for the lead is still happening. Like, you have teammates up front, but they're pretty close right now.
And Miguel going from bad for worse. He spins out again at Portimao. He's going to get it going here. So, no safety car, no VSC. Ford gets a bad run out of the final turn. It should be an easy overtake for Godney Weeb, and it is. And we also missed Tebow getting around Warriors. So little Charles picks up the 3-second time penalty. So suddenly it's looking very good for Tebow as Miguel spins again. Oh boy. The tire, they come in and put some new tires on it. Although he might not want to do that now because he'd be in danger of going a lap down.
Yeah, I think that's just what he needs to do, though. I mean, obviously he's struggling and he spins out again, and that is right by the pit entry, so no reason to not pit right now.
And will pull into the pits, and 5-second penalty. I expect him to retire here. He seems quite frustrated, and there is right on. And we're down to 11 drivers in the squad three.
Boy.
Well, we do now have a pretty good battle for the wooden spoon back here for the last 2 cars of track between You Having to Giggle and Fire Up Flow. And there's actually now something at stake here because it is the last point scoring position. They both have the same amount of penalties as well, so this is the points you see, or the position you see here as TJ's to switch out a little bit on Despicable Angelo here.
Yeah, Tebow, though, he's somebody you really need to watch.
Forward. Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, great move there. Tebow does not have a penalty, and everyone else around him has one. So if he can just stay within 3 seconds of Charles, which Charles is starting to pull away, Tebow, with a reserve, can get a podium here.
I think that's very likely. He said he's just trying to stay smooth, trying to stay consistent, not make any mistakes.
You notice D'Angelo is really closing in on TJ right here. I don't know if TJ is conserving or maybe D'Angelo has picked up the pace here, but this could be interesting because, as you mentioned, TJ is in a close battle in the championship and they don't communicate. So does D'Angelo, I mean, I don't want to say this, but does he let him win this race? I mean, like, probably not, but it's something to keep in mind.
I wouldn't think they'd do that. I hope not anyway. Like I said, they might be in a team chat now. Like I said, we'll probably ask them again, assuming one of them gets on the podium. In the commentators first here, we've seen some weird things happen, but yeah, aside from these two, looks like they're very spread out. Like, just looking at the mini-map here, like, it looks like everyone's kind of spread out aside from your 2 leaders. I think D'Angelo might have just made a bit of a mistake, and that was caused him to drop back almost a little over a second there, because he was able to close back in on TJ pretty quickly, and he's just kind of sitting there, so yeah, go through little Charles, 6.8 seconds back. Tebow, that gap between him and little Charles staying about the same, about 1.2, 1.3 seconds. He is slowly pulling away from Warriors. And Godney Weave is slowly closing in on Warriors, but not by a whole lot. And again, you think that he might be able to get that 5 seconds removed. Like I said, it'll be interesting to see what exactly that 5 seconds is for. So I believe he's maybe accidentally passed someone under a safety car, except when everyone got bunched up there. It's kind of hard to tell, but we'll see what comes of that. Gabri running in P7. He's able to keep penalty 3 last night as well. Currently penalty 3 in this race. Ford P8 all by himself. Also all by himself is Turkey Whacker in P9. They're just rolling through the field, and again, your closest battle on track is you having a giggle and fire up flow fighting over the wooden spoon back here.
And they are similar on penalties. They both have 3 seconds, so this really is a fair battle right now for this last point spot. So, looks like nobody else is even close to them, so it looks like this battle will be down to these 2 drivers.
Yeah, definitely. We still have 15 laps to go. Well, it'll be 16 for these guys when we hit the line. There'll be 15 laps to go when the leaders come back across the line again. As Ford, looks like Ford must have had a spin, or no, he's in the pits actually. So Ford probably putting on a new set of intermediates, and that's exactly what he is doing. And the only guys who have made pit stops are 9, 10, and 11 in the running order. Everyone else, top 8, are all on the tires they started the race on.
And it should be interesting when other people pit. We saw Forward just come in and pit about halfway through this race, a little more than halfway. And especially the McLarens up front. It should be interesting as to who comes in and pits first.
Orian's another 3-second time penalty that's going to really hurt him in terms of this race. So if we've got any Weave who's really closing in now behind him. TJ fastest lap. Like I said, the McLarens are really keeping up the pace here. It'll be interesting. You technically don't have to pit since it's wet conditions, so do these tires last the entire way? I mean, I guess we're about to find out, but if they didn't, you would have think you would have already pitted now and just split the race in half. But Flo has a little tank slap over there. Got any Weave looking to get around Warrians again. Warrians has 6 seconds of penalties now.
Tebow is really close to Charles right now. He has closed him in, and like I said, he has no penalties, so you should see how aggressive Tebow is in passing him. And behind him is Warrians, but like we said, he has 6 seconds in penalties.
Alright, so things are heating up here on track. A couple battles. It looks like TJ again is stretched out a little bit on this Michelangelo. We'll see if Michelangelo can just close it right back down like he did last time. Dropping back just slightly. See how close Tebow can stay through these last 2 turns. So these turns are quite tricky, especially this last one here. It's kind of easy to just miss your line and lose a lot of time. And this down through Galp, about 3.5 tenths back. Let's see if he can make it work. He's dumping the ERS, but so is little Charles, and looks like he's going to save his attack for another lap. Little Charles also has plenty of ERS left, so no real advantage here. I say this is the tough part about racing into wet conditions. There's no DRS to help you. Although little Charles goes a little bit wide there. Tebow, nice crossover. He's going to have a go here down into the hairpin. Oh, little Charles was able to dive in deep. He's having a giggle. 3-second time penalty. That'll help fire up Flo there back in that battle. P9 and 10 for the moment.
Yeah, Tebow right now looks like he's saving his attack, as you mentioned before. He really, I mean, like I said, Warrians is not close, but he is closing in, so Tebow might want to start being a little more aggressive here, but he's in a pretty good spot right now.
Yeah, Warrians, though. Yeah, he's not focused on Tebow. I think he's focused on his rearview mirror. His got any Weave has been kind of all over him the past couple laps. We'll see if he can maybe launch an attack here. He has 100% ERS, so he needs to start dumping the battery here, but Warrians does too, so, tricky conditions, ERS really, in these conditions, you don't really want the extra power. Because Warriors goes really defensive there. Really weaving down the straight. This TJ looks like he's really starting to stretch out that gap now. We just saw it flash across the screen. Another fastest lap for him.
Yeah, and just a quick shout out to DeGabri. We haven't mentioned him much. He hasn't really been around many people.
Ford. Something happened to him. Looks like he just DNF'd. His car is still on track though.
Huh.
That's an odd one, because it looked like he retired on track because his car was still moving. But he wouldn't think he would do that. He leaves the session. I wonder what that was all. That's interesting. We'll see if there's a safety car here. Well, it looks like they're just gonna let him go, and the car's clear. So yeah, we're gonna keep going green. And all right, well, if you're everyone else, just keep it on track, get to the finish, and go score points.
Yeah, definitely a confidence booster for sure, knowing that, you know, whatever happens, you will come out of this race with at least something. So that could definitely help out these drivers. But as you mentioned, things are spread out right now. That could have been a really good opportunity for a safety car to shake things up.
Yeah, definitely. You would have liked it, you know, for guys like, you know, this little Charles and Tebow. You know, little Charles aggressive. We can put him behind McLaren, see what could have happened there. Got any weed now, really close to Warriors. But it's a poor run out of turn 4. Takes a peek, thanks better of it. There really wasn't anything on there. Warriors runs a bit wide. I get a feeling that Got any weed is faster than Warriors. He'd like to get past them and be able to get up to 2 in front of them, probably. It's just, you know, with no DRS, you got to be really patient here.
And well, looks like Warriors a little wide, not enough space for Got any weed. But their penalties are almost identical. 6 seconds for Warriors and 5 for Got any weeb. You don't really see that often. And we've mentioned it, they are very close in points, so I'm sure Got any weeb would like to get by him.
Yeah, definitely. And I mean, Got any weeb, you know, put an asterisk next to that 5 seconds. It might get removed, it might not. Except we don't exactly know what it's for. Usually those 5-second penalties are, especially the 5-second ones you pick up under safety car, can be a bit dodgy sometimes. And get rid of the spectator menu. Apologies, folks. Again, instead it's everyone's kind of spreading out now. TJ really is dropping his teammate now, so looks like it's just these 2 battles as well as the battle for P9. But then again, you having to giggle has 3 more seconds of time penalty, so fire up Flo. Probably in no real rush to get past him, although he might go for it here.
Oh, very close. Got any weeb right behind Warriors. And you notice Warriors using a lot of his overtake, and he has a penalty, so that will really shake things up.
Well, that's 9 seconds now. Where's DeGabri at? DeGabri, looking at DeGabri's about 9.8 seconds back. So if you're DeGabri, you might be looking ahead of you, saying, "Oh, hey, I might be able to get a freebie here at the end." Because yeah, once Warriors, he's probably getting a bit frustrated at this point. Yeah, he does not want a safety car right now, because them penalties would absolutely kill him right now. If there was a late safety car.
Absolutely. And yeah, like I was saying before, DeGabri, silver driver, reserving here today in P7, so pretty good run for him. Warriors going really wide there in turn 1.
And you saw Got any weeb really lift off the throttle there. You kind of wonder maybe he's on 2 warnings, maybe just trying to not get another 3 seconds.
Yeah, I mean, he's in a good spot right now, really. Like, he's got 4 seconds less of penalties. I mean, a P5 and finishing ahead of Warriors. And if DeGabri can, leapfrog Warriors with those penalties, like, this could be a really good points day for Got Any Weave.
Yeah, but you all look at it, though. TJ's really going to jump ahead of him. Like I said, he'll close in 2 points on Warriors to 5 points. And then TJ's going to jump ahead by quite a bit of these guys. And you also got to look at the constructors. I mean, Ferrari currently sitting on 9. Boy, yikes! Ferrari currently sitting on 9 points as they run. Whereas D'Angelo just sits the fastest lap. Hey, maybe he has something left to say in this race. But yeah, Ferrari currently sitting on 9 points. Whereas McLaren currently sitting on max points, 44 points for the McLarens as they run right now. So, not looking like a very productive day for the Ferraris, unfortunately. Take that back, Ferraris are actually sitting on 10 points, because are closing at P9 at the moment.
Tebow is really closing in on Little Charles. This is a great battle. He's going to make a move, it looks like.
Little Charles again. We saw this earlier. Outbreaks him, but Little Charles really locked up. You saw his tire there. We'll see if Little Charles concedes the position here. He does. I also get to see T.O., but Little Charles comes back on the inside. Very surprising there. And Tebow's probably getting slightly annoyed at that. But anyway, I mean, credit to Little Charles. He does a very bold move to come back on him and that part of the track. We've seen that gone wrong a few times. Go back to Miguel and Got Any Weed. Yeah, I'm kind of, like I said, these guys are 15 seconds off the lead. There's real no, their positions are kind of set at the point. Tebow's easy P3, Little Charles easy P4. Little Charles, though, his job right now is to try and frustrate Tebow as much as possible, because I think Tebow's a little bit quicker than him. If you can frustrate Tebow as much as possible, maybe get him to get a 3-second time penalty, and it's game on from there. Little Charles runs wide, and both of them have ERS, and yeah, Tebow, like I said, we saw this last time. Tebow's running a bit of a high downforce setting, and looks like he's doing the same again tonight. He's not able to out. The drag race is won by the Haas there. The Ferrari power gets the better of the Renault power.
You don't really hear that often in F1.
Yeah.
The Haas out. Oh, Tebow, and he's got. Well, you said it.
Yeah,
he picked up a 3-second penalty.
So it's kind of a commentary's curse, but it's more complimenting Little Charles there. Now the battle's really on, because now these guys, there's a podium at stake now.
And Tebow lost a lot of time right there. He's about a second back from him.
Like I said, I think Tebow is slightly faster than both of them. Or, not both of them, obviously Little Charles, but I think Tebow's just a little frustrated at himself. I think that's what caused that little wiggle you saw from him. It'll be coming to 8 laps to go for the McLarens. Let me do math here. That should be 7 laps to go, my bad. TJ sets in the fastest lap right on cue. So it looked like for a brief moment there, Despicable Angelo was going to maybe had something to say about the result, but TJ's able to stretch out again a little bit. But again, only 2 seconds. I mean, one major off-track excursion. Could you maybe check the race director, see if any of these, either the top 2, have any warnings, or how many warnings they're sitting on?
Sure.
Got Any Weave right on the gearbox of Warriors to see if he can get the crossover. Got Any Weave's just really been struggling right there in that section, and Warriors is still able to hold him off. So these guys, they really aren't losing time to the 2 in front of them. I really want to see Got Any Weave get this pass done and see if he has anything for the number P3 and P4 at the moment. He's been just stuck here the entire race. Warriors really gets over the curb there, and Got Any Weave's going to go for the position.
Oh! Wow!
How many times have we seen this race? Got Any Weave has almost crashed, but has somehow gotten away with it.
Just great car control, great ability to just keep the car straight, even with contact.
Yeah.
And yeah, he's done a great job. So TJ does have one warning. D'Angelo is clean right now, so they have done a great job of staying on track. They might not get penalties.
Yeah, it's just really one of those things. TJ's probably still feeling pretty comfortable with only one warning. But D'Angelo, I mean, at the spot he's in, I mean, he's 2.5 seconds back. He can afford to take a few risks here. And I'd say he's going to need to if he wants to close down that gap. Yeah, it's starting to get to go time for Got Any Weave. I think so they lost about a second in that little skirmish that last lap. I think you're seeing number P3 and P4 slowly fading away here. Like I said, I think it would have been really interesting to see if you had gotten past with Williams maybe 2 or 3 laps ago, as we have a battle for P3 and P4. Just missed that. Looks like Tebow might have gotten alongside Little Troll briefly there in the hairpin. To come through Samsung. And Got Any Weave, we missed it. Oh, my bad, folks. But it looks like they're still side by side. And Got Any Weave is going to try and hang it around the outside here from Craig Jones up to Portimao. And he's going to really throw it in there. And try and push Warriors out a little bit. They're side by side. Yeah, I said Got Any Weave, he's got to get... Needed this pass done yesterday. And he looks like he's going to get it, but Royans is going to try and cut back on him.
Ooh, nice move.
That's a good crossover, but he can't get the drive out of turn, and Got Any Weave is finally released with 5 laps to go. I think 5.8 seconds is a bit too much to ask for him, though. As I see a big weave from Got Any Weave there, but he's got plenty of ERS to play with. And he should be able to hold that position. Now, again, one thing to look at, again, you got to have an asterisk on the 5-second penalty there. If he can get it under 3 seconds, he might be in line to get a position. But like I said, it depends on the stewards and the type of penalty.
Yeah, I mean, he needs to pick up the pace a little bit. He, regardless, is not within 5 seconds of Tebow, and Warriors makes a little bit of contact right there. Yeah. No wing damage, though. So he needs to get away from Warriors, though, because he could still hold him back right here.
Yeah, and like I said, I was kind of curious what his pace would be if he got around Warriors. It doesn't look like anything is happening right at the moment, but like I said, it could just be a matter of him like finding his rhythm back again. It's very tricky as Tebow gets a little bit of a tank slapper there. But it could just be a matter of finding your rhythm, which is a bit harder to do here in the wet.
Yeah, I mean, Little Charles, he's in a really good spot right now. If you take a look at his ERS, I mean, he's barely used any recently. He's starting to use some now, but Tebow has
no,
none.
Turkey Whacker! Oh, he is out, and there's a safety car.
Wow! Oh, no.
Oh, boy.
Oh, my goodness. Well, if you're still here watching this, thank you. You are being rewarded with a great finish. Oh, my gosh.
And there are some colorful vocabulary getting thrown around. Oh, and Got Any Weave got a 3-second penalty. And that is not good for him. And we mentioned it in the build-up here. De Gabri has finished 4th in 2 of the last 3 races. He is now in line for possibly his first ever podium in TCR. Just looking at the penalties. And I say that, I was getting ready to mention Turkey Whacker. He was in line for his first points. Due to the 5% rule, I think he's just outside the 5% rule. He was on lap 29 there when he spun, so I don't think he'll get I don't think he'll get his first point here tonight. Like I said, if you crash out in the last 5% of the race, you still get a classification. That would have been P10 for Turkey, but I think he is, unfortunately, was not within that 5%, so he will not get his first point on the season. It sucks as he was running a very quiet race in P8, and man, I feel bad for him. I really feel bad for him. But one thing you got to think about, though, I mean, this safety car is probably going to come in this lap. Well, no, it'll probably stay out. They probably got another lap. Yeah, 'cause it's lap 30 now. They'll probably do a lap 31 and then have a 2-lap shootout to the end there. Well, now it says lap 31. Okay. That's a little... Oh, I was on board with Tebow. I'm an idiot.
Keep an eye out for DeGabri. He just pitted onto fresh inners, and he has no penalties. So if he can catch up to the safety car before we go back racing, DeGabri could be in for a really good finish.
He's not going to. He's way too far back. I mean, they're over half lap behind now. They're on lap 31. Like, I've never seen this game have a 1-lap shootout. Like, we don't have Michael Massey here as our race director, so I've never seen a and I've never seen a 1-lap shootout in this game. The McLarens might still be. I mean, if the safety car go. Oh, Despicable Angelo just spun, and the safety car is in this lap. TJ might be wanting to get going right now. Oh man, as little Charles, Tebow, Got Any Weeb, Warrians all hustling to try and catch up. Oh, you see TJ, he's wanting to go right there, but he wasn't able to because the safety car's not in. He can't go until the safety car comes in. And if Tebow can time this, he might be in the catbird seat here.
Oh.
And Tebow's going to have a full head of steam here. I think he's a little too far back, though. Yeah, and Tebow was just a little too far. If they would have got another second there, that would have gotten really interesting. Nonetheless, Despicable Angelo has a shot at it now.
Look at little Charles, too, right behind them. He has a penalty, but he is aggressive. He could make a move right here.
It's got to be so nervous for these McLaren drivers. They had it in the bag. It was 1-2 easy. It still should be 1-2 easy, but TJ, you notice Michelangelo wants to go for the move. Tebow looking on little Charles now. Again, can he get this pass done? He was stuck behind him for so long. It looked like he was faster for times, and it looked like a couple times he looked like he was struggling to keep up.
He's right there. I mean, they're equal on penalties.
There.
Little Charles has not used any ERS right now.
Well, yeah, you can't you can't use 100% of it on the last lap here, so might as well have used some of it. But it looks like Tebow's using it now, trying to get as close as possible to him. Oh, he's going to go for it here. He decides not to, but little Charles goes defensive. This could open him up for an attack from Tebow. Can he get the over-under here? Oh, beautiful move from Tebow. Alright, he's been here twice before, but little Charles has been able to outbrake him. Tebow late on the brakes. Little Charles locks up. Tebow. Some slight contact here. More contact. They're still side by side. And little Charles hangs on again. That's the third time Tebow's been beside him and hasn't been able to complete the pass. Oh, he gets a little sideways there. Meanwhile, up front, D'Angelo within 0.3 of a second of TJ. The race for the lead is not over yet. He is now right on his gearbox. TJ just has to nail this last turn. Don't go wide. Looks like he does pretty good there. D'Angelo onto the ERS. He's gonna.
Oh,
it's
gonna be close.
I think TJ's gonna hang on here, and little Charles is gonna hang on to P3. D'Angelo did steal the fastest lap there. Tebow P4. Got Any Weeb P5. Warrians P6. That should be how they finish. DeGabri, unfortunately, if that safety car would have come out a lap earlier, DeGabri would have been in prime position. I don't think he was too far back. He wouldn't have gained anything by not pitting, so might as well. And he would have finished P7 regardless. But Oh man, you wish that safety car would have come out a little bit earlier for him. Fire Up Flow will come home P8. And you have Nagiggle in P9. Well, that got exciting right at the end.
A great finish. Yeah, I mean, D'Angelo, he didn't get by him, but he did everything he needed to do as Charles gets the driver of the day. Fastest lap on the last lap there. On that restart, he closed in. I think if there were one more lap, he maybe could have gotten by TJ.
Yeah, definitely. He definitely could have. But like I said, they were so even on pace the entire time. I don't think any of them made a mistake. Obviously, you know, D'Angelo had to lead early. TJ was able to get around him. But man. So yeah, max points for McLaren, 44 points. So if you can get to inviting the guys in for the podium interviews here. And
sure.
Yeah, there you see the results. Don't even have to scroll down, everyone on one page. Unfortunately, Turkey Whacker Ford, Miguel Fragasso, Rafto Bagash, and his debut, and Net-Ray Magic. Unfortunately, all five of them did not finish. 2 1,000ths of a second. Michelangelo got the fastest lap point now. And TJ will now have... Well, let me do the math here. Alright. TJ will now have a 12-point lead over Warriors, and it'll be, I believe, a 15-point lead over Got Any Weeb. Wow. Alright, well, it's still a very tight championship here. I will go to the showroom so we can show off those cars for you. So we work on getting our podium finishers into the lobby here to have a quick word with them. And yeah, we will start at the end with the Haas. Alright, I think we have everyone here. Alright, and so we'll start with our P3 finisher today. Little Charles, can you hear us? Alright, awesome. Make sure you have your I guess audio sharing settings on so that stream can hear you. Awesome. Alright, well, like I said, good race today. Your first podium and what I believe is technically your fourth start. Third week in a racing here in TCR. So yeah, you had a good battle there with Tebow. Like I said, what was going through your mind as you had to hold him off for the majority of the race there, and you know, what were you thinking? Just describe your race for us. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I was say that was an awesome battle between you two. Like I said, how was the wet conditions? Were things manageable? I know you said your tires are overheating. Was there any point, like I said, how did you feel in general during the wet? And like I said, you were able to move forward pretty good. You said how did those conditions fare for you? congratulations to you. You had a solid race. Camden, any thoughts or any questions for little Charles here?
Yeah, Charles, man, congrats on your first podium. That's awesome. So obviously, you know, like Charles said, you and Tebow were pretty close all race. Just talk about that final restart, because you two were close at that point. You both were equal on penalties. So just, you know, talk us through just what it was like from your perspective on that final restart.
I forgot what turn it was. It was after the second DRS turn. The centre at the same side. I nearly won it. I put the power on, so the fire was for me. Somehow I kept traction. I had to drive up the inside of the hotel right hand there. Somehow kept it. Just it was a crashing to no penalties for me, apart from track a bit. I got the penalty for I tried on the heat left and knocked down the car to people, so I kept going off the gas. Penalty, otherwise I think I would have tried with the penalties. Made it horrible for me. I was shaking towards the end of it.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, like I said, congrats, man. I know we did some practice earlier, and you were quick, so I'm not surprised, but it's awesome for you to get your first podium.
All right. Well, again, congrats to Charles and that's little Charles and P3. We'll move on to the top two here. The McLarens once again got max points last week. Max points here again tonight. 44 points. Michelangelo able to nag the fastest lap right at the end. You had the lead early. You lost it. How did you feel your pace was compared to TJ? And were there any point where you just kind of sitting behind him, and then when he started to pull away, did you just kind of settle for second? And what was your thoughts on the last safety car?
Yeah, after the first safety car, the first one, I basically let TJ through because he was alongside. Basically just kind of sat back there managing the gap between him and me, and then also making sure we gapped the people behind us. But also, once I started closing in and had opportunities, he just kept pulling away on the straights, because I switched, when I saw it was raining in qualifying, I switched my setup to max downforce. So basically I wouldn't take off, and then once he started pulling away, I basically just started managing my tires because they were pretty worn. And then the last safety car came out basically, and then it threw a wrench in everything, because the guys that were like almost 30 seconds behind us caught back up, and then basically had to keep them behind, even though with the penalties, because if you battle, no, you could take someone out. And basically I could have passed TJ probably on the final lap, but I'd rather take home the points and make us a further gap in the constructors than settle for my own selfish things, because I feel like I would have went for it 5 corners earlier if I was closer than I was, said 5 corners earlier. But yeah, I'm happy with P2, and then I did nag the fastest lap by 2,000ths at the end, so I'm happy with that.
Yeah, definitely. You were definitely very close. So it looks like you spun coming to the last restart there. Did that overheat your tires any, and did you feel any effects of that? Did it make anything tougher on that last little run there?
No, actually, because my tires were really cold, I was trying to heat them up by stepping on the gas real fast, and then it just tanked me. So, but luckily they were far enough, the guys behind were far enough behind, and I would stayed in P2.
Yeah, definitely. Alright, well, I said congrats to you. Like I said, it was a really, you said the McLarens are definitely the class of the field today. Camden, any questions for D'Angelo?
Yeah, D'Angelo, nice run, man. Great McLaren 1-2. So I noticed up until, like, I would say around lap 27 or 28, I didn't see any warnings from you. I'm not sure if that changed in the last couple of laps with the safety car and then your spin. But how do you feel like your racecraft was today? Because, like I said, I didn't see any warnings from you, and it seemed like you kept it on track pretty well.
Yeah, I felt like my racecraft was really really good. I usually find myself faster than most people in the wet. That also plays into a part where I can basically can take it safe and not make sure I spin. Yeah, I got a warning I think on the last lap because I was pushing so hard trying to stay up close to TJ and maybe trying to pass him. But yeah, pretty much the whole race I didn't have a warning. Racecraft I thought was flawless other than that one warning at the end, and my speed was good too. I just kept conserving just to make sure my tires didn't explode on me.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, like I said, congrats on the P2. This is a huge points day for you. Now that we're getting towards the end of the season, there's only a few races left. So, yeah, great finish.
Thank you.
All right, we'll move on now to your race winner and your new points leader by 12 points, if my math's correct. Same TJ. Man, congrats on the win. You're on a roll right now. How was your race, and how much pressure were you feeling from your teammate there at the end and really throughout the race?
I mean, thank you. It's good to be here. And yeah, the race was good overall. The pressure from my teammate, I didn't really feel that much pressure because I was just trying to keep my head down and like drive my own race. Because if you worry about the guy behind, you're prone to making mistakes. Like I think Abu Dhabi Grand Prix showed that because I was worried about guy knew behind me and I made a mistake on the final lap. So I learned from that. I was like, you know what, I'm gonna just keep my head down, focus on the race ahead, and focus on getting the car around the track. And yeah, the race was good overall. The start was pretty bad. I didn't really fight my teammate too much because it would be pointless. Because I felt like I was quicker than most of the people in the field. I mean, my qualifying pace showed, and most of the time I was just staying behind, like trying to manage my tires and all. And the safety car came out, and I had a good run on my teammate. And yeah, I think my teammate ran a higher wing, like you said. I ran like 9.9, so like I had better straight line speed than he did down the straight. So I used that to my advantage, and I got him down 10-1. And yeah, the race was pretty laid back until it was an unexpected safety car at the end too. Like very unusual. You don't get a safety car after like with 3 laps remaining. But yeah, I didn't even know my teammate was burning his ERS behind me, so I was like just trying to keep it calm. There's a restart, you don't know if the tires are still there or not. They might be cooler than you expected, and you should push a little bit. You spin, so I just held it back and like played it conservative, and I didn't use much ERS except onto the final straight. But yeah, good points for McLaren 1-2.
Yeah, I'm not entirely sure how big y'all's lead is. I haven't done that math, but it's pretty big now because I think Ferrari only came home with about 14 points there. So y'all definitely stretched out by a gap of like I said, 30 since y'all got the max points of 44. Speaking of tires, pretty much everyone in the top, say 6, did the whole race on but one set of intermediates. How were your tires at the end? Like, was that something that made things more difficult at the end? Like I said, probably not because everyone else was dealing with it. But how did the tires feel to you there towards the end? Because I'm sure they were quite worn.
No, my tires are like I believe 40% on each tire because I was managing them pretty well. So at the end of the race, I don't think it went over 50%. It should be around the 40 or mid 40s. So yeah, the tires are fine. I was just because you might think the tires are fine and you might push too much and make a mistake. So I didn't really want to go for that risky tactic because I have everything to lose. So I just played it conservative and brought it home. The tires are relatively good. No issues at all.
Platinum drivers, take note if it's raining tomorrow. The tires were good for pretty much the full race. Camden, any questions for your winner here tonight?
Yeah, TJ, man, congrats on the win. This is huge for you in the points, obviously. So we're down to the last 4 races of the season, and I'm just curious as to how you feel about Spa, since that's next week.
Oh, Spa? Yeah, thank you again. And Spa should be a pretty good one. I'm pretty good, I'm decent at Spa, but you can't get too comfortable. There are other guys quicker than you, so it's all down to practice, which I'm going to be doing all through. Because now I know I have a chance to win the championship, so you can't lay back. But yeah, it should be a good race. Hopefully nothing goes wrong. But yeah, can't wait. Looking forward to it.
Yeah, absolutely. And I'm sure I'll be in some of those lobbies at some point with you.
Definitely.
But yeah, but no, man, congrats on the win. Huge points day.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
Alright, well that just about wraps up our coverage here this evening. Like I said, it was a good race, good entertaining race. And like I said, congrats on all of our podium finishers. We'll be back, TCR will be back tomorrow night for the Platinum class. The fastest guys and some of the fastest guys on the PS4 and PS5 platforms will be racing tomorrow night at Portimao. We will be back next week as well, as mentioned before, at the Circuit de Spa-Francorchamps. And I probably butchered that pronunciation. I am sorry, but it is a fantastic track. Silver class at 8:45 on Tuesday, and Golden class Wednesday, and as usual Platinum class on Thursday at the same time. Camden, any final thoughts on the races this evening?
Yeah, I mean, I think that safety car was really unexpected for how calm the race was up until that point. I mean, we went 30 laps to where the whole field was spread out, and then all of a sudden, you know, we have a 2-lap shootout. So I'm a little surprised we didn't see any more safety cars than what we had, but nonetheless, it was still a great race, and we still have one more this week. We still have Platinum tomorrow, and that should be a good show.
Alright, well, for myself, Sir Charles, and Camden Luca here in the virtual commentary box for the Golden class, we will see y'all next time, and be sure to tune in to the Platinum class tomorrow evening at 8:45.